Viral content is the lifeblood of our culture. A dance, a lip sync, a funny filter. We see something a million people are doing, and a simple, powerful instinct kicks in. The desire to be part of it. It's fun, it's harmless. It's just a video. But what if the fun is just a cover? What if the trend is a Trojan horse? A beautifully designed, incredibly popular, and entirely malicious piece of code, built not to entertain you, but to study you, catalog you, and ultimately consume your digital life from the inside out. Today, we tell the story of Maya, a 24-year-old who, like millions of others, joined in on the biggest TikTok challenge of the year. She thought she was just making a video to share with her friends. She didn't realize she was handing over the keys to her entire world to an invisible enemy. This is the hidden story of how a viral trend becomes a sophisticated data mining operation, designed to steal not just your money, but your very identity. This is the story of the Chrono Echo Challenge. Maya Rodriguez was fluent in the language of the internet. At 24, she worked as a junior marketing associate in Chicago, a job that required her to be perpetually online, monitoring trends and understanding the digital zeitgeist. Her own TikTok feed was a vibrant mix of comedy skits, life hacks, and snippets of her life in the city. She was smart, tech-savvy, and believed she was too knowledgeable to ever fall for an online scam. One Tuesday, a new trend started to dominate her For You page. It was called the Chrono Echo Challenge. The videos were visually stunning. A person would stare into the camera, and with a swell of ethereal music, the screen would transform, revealing their Chrono Echo, a beautifully animated, artistic representation of their inner digital self. The results were like futuristic tarot cards, the dreamer, with swirling nebulas in the background, the nomad with shifting desert sands, the architect, with glowing geometric patterns. The captions were all the same. I did the hashtag CHRONO Echo Challenge and I'm the nomad. This is so accurate. Within 48 hours, it was everywhere. Her friends were doing it. Celebrities were doing it. The trend had achieved social proof, the most powerful endorsement in the digital world. The unspoken message was, everyone is doing this, it's safe, it's fun. You're being left out. On her lunch break, Maya decided to give it a try. The instructions were in the bio of the challenge's creator, an anonymous account called @CHRONO.AI. To get the filter, you couldn't use TikTok's native effects. You had to download their free, dedicated app from the App Store. This was the first, almost invisible red flag, leaving the platform. Scammers often use a popular platform's trust to lure users onto their own uncontrolled environment. Maya, however, just saw it as a minor inconvenience. High-tech filters often required their own apps. She found Chrono Echo on the Google Play Store. It had hundreds of thousands of downloads and a 4.5-star rating. The reviews were glowing. So cool! Scarily accurate. Best filter app ever! What she didn't know was that these reviews were almost all fake, generated by bots to create a false sense of legitimacy. She downloaded and opened the app. A clean, minimalist interface appeared. Before she could start, a screen popped up. It was the one we all see, the one we all rush past, app permissions. Chrono Echo would like to access. Asterisk camera. Allow, deny. She clicked allow. Of course, it needed the camera. Asterisk photo gallery. Allow, deny. She hesitated for a second, but figured it needed to save the final video. Allow. Asterisk contacts. Allow, deny. This felt odd. Why would a photo filter need her contacts? But a small note at the bottom read, to find friends who have also used Chrono Echo. It seemed plausible. Allow. Asterisk microphone. Allow, deny. Another strange one. The note said, to sync audio perfectly with our advanced visual effects. Fine. Allow. This was the moment the trap sprung. These excessive permissions were the secret door. A filter app doesn't need your contacts. It doesn't need your microphone when you're just recording a silent video. But Maya, caught up in the excitement of the trend, overrode the small, quiet voice of her own digital literacy. She wanted to make the video. The app worked flawlessly. She recorded her video, and a few seconds later, her result appeared. The storyteller. The visual effects were incredible. She was genuinely impressed. She saved the video, uploaded it to TikTok with the trending hashtag and audio, and within an hour, it had hundreds of likes. She felt that small, satisfying dopamine hit of participation and validation. Then, she forgot all about the app. It sat on her phone dormant. Or so she thought. The Chrono Echo app was not dormant. It was a silent, voracious data harvester. In the background, over the next few weeks, it began its work. It scraped her entire contact list, uploading names, phone numbers, and email addresses to a server in a remote country. It scanned her photo gallery, using EXIF data to log the time and location of every picture she had ever taken, building a detailed map of her life. And it used the microphone permission to periodically record ambient audio, using keywords to flag conversations about sensitive topics: finances, family problems, work stress. The app was building a complete psychological and logistical profile of Maya Rodriguez. It knew who her mother was, where she went for coffee, and that she was worried about paying off her student loans. It was the perfect toolkit for identity theft. The first attack wasn't on Maya. It was on her mother. 3 weeks after the challenge, Maya's mom called her, her voice shaking. "Honey, I almost did something so stupid. I just got an email from you. It said you were in some kind of trouble with a bill collector and needed me to wire $2,000 to an account immediately. It mentioned your old landlord from your college apartment. The one you always had trouble with. How would anyone know that?" Maya froze. "Mom, I didn't send you any email. I haven't talked about that landlord in years. This was a spear-phishing attack. Unlike regular phishing, which is generic, spear-phishing uses highly specific personal information to seem incredibly legitimate. The spyware on Maya's phone had likely flagged old emails or text conversations where she mentioned the landlord, and the scammers weaponized that personal detail. Her mother was only saved because the amount was too large to send without calling first. The incidents began to multiply. A close friend from college messaged her, "Hey, did you get a new crypto account? Someone using your name and picture on Telegram is trying to get me to invest in some new coin, and they mentioned our trip to Miami last spring." Another detail stolen from her private data. The paranoia started to creep in. Maya felt like she was being watched, like her life was a book open for anyone to read. She changed her passwords, enabled stricter security settings, but it was too late. The data was already out there. The final blow came a week later. She received an alert from her credit monitoring service. A new credit card had been opened in her name. Then another. Then a notification for a personal loan application for $10,000. She wasn't just being scammed anymore. Her identity was being actively stolen and used. The criminals had enough information, her social security number, likely gleaned from a digital copy of a document stored on her phone or cloud service. The spyware accessed her address, her mother's maiden name, her entire personal history to convincingly impersonate her to financial institutions. She spent a week in a bureaucratic nightmare on the phone with banks, credit agencies, and the police. She felt violated, powerless. As she sat with a police officer filling out an identity theft report, he asked a routine question that made her blood run cold. "Ma'am, have you downloaded any new applications to your phone in the last month?" Her mind flashed back, the excitement of the trend, the glowing reviews, the permission screens she had clicked through so quickly, the Chrono Echo challenge. With a sense of dread, she searched for the app on the Play Store. It was gone. She searched for the hashtag on TikTok. The original viral videos were still there, but a new, more sinister set of videos was now appearing below them. Videos with titles like "The Chrono Echo Challenge is a Scam" and "How the Chrono Echo app stole my data." The fun, viral challenge had been a coordinated global data heist. Millions of people had willingly downloaded a piece of spyware onto their phones, and the invisible thieves were now systematically dismantling their digital lives, one stolen identity at a time. Maya's story is a terrifying new reality of our interconnected world. Viral trends are the perfect delivery system for malware because they bypass our natural skepticism. Let's break down the strategy of this data mining operation. First, the anatomy of the scam. 1. The lure of social proof. They create or hijack a fun, easily replicable trend. By getting a few influencers or bot accounts to popularize it, they create a snowball effect. The desire to participate overrides caution. 2. The off-platform vehicle. They force users to download a third-party app. This moves the user from the relatively secure environment of a major platform, like TikTok or Instagram, into the scammer's own lawless territory. 3. The Trojan horse of permissions. The app's true purpose is hidden behind a wall of permission requests. They bank on permission fatigue, our tendency to just click allow without reading to get to the content faster. 4. The silent harvest. Once installed, the malicious app works silently in the background, exfiltrating every piece of data it can access: contacts, photos, GPS locations, browsing history, text messages, and even ambient audio. 5. The weaponization of data. The stolen information isn't just sold on the dark web. It's used to launch highly personalized and devastatingly effective secondary attacks, from spear-phishing your loved ones to full-blown identity theft. How to protect yourself from the next viral threat? Be skeptical of third-party apps. If a trend or challenge requires you to download a separate application, stop. Ask yourself if the creator is a reputable developer. Is it really necessary? 99% of the time, the answer is no. Asterisk. Become a tyrant of permissions. Scrutinize every single permission and app requests. A photo filter does not need your contacts, microphone, or precise location. If a permission request doesn't make logical sense for the app's function, deny it. If the app won't work without it, delete the app. Asterisk. Read the reviews critically. Don't just look at the star rating, read the 1-star reviews first. They are often written by real users who have identified problems, while 5-star reviews can be easily faked by bots. Asterisk. Do a regular app audit. Once a month, go through the apps on your phone. If you don't use it, delete it. Go into your settings and review the permissions you've granted to the apps you keep. Revoke any that aren't absolutely necessary. Asterisk. Trust your gut. If something feels even slightly off, a weird permission request, a poorly worded description, an unverified developer, it's not worth the risk for a 15-second video. The internet's greatest strength is its ability to create shared experiences. But that same strength is a weakness that can be exploited. The next viral challenge will come, and it will be tempting. But remember Maya's story. Remember that behind the fun and the likes could be a hidden price: your privacy, your security, and your identity. Thank you for listening to True Scam Stories. Stay safe and stay aware.